Hey, what's up everybody? This is me Ray from raynavas.com and welcome back to this brand new After Effects tutorial. In this tutorial, we are gonna create a cinematic title animation inside of After Effects without using any third-party plugin. And this tutorial is gonna be a really fun tutorial, so make sure you watch it till the end and you will also learn some new techniques in this tutorial. And if you want to download the project file of this tutorial, so link is in the description and you can download from there. And without wasting any time, let's jump straight into After Effects and get started. Alright guys, here we are in After Effects, and first of all we will create a new composition by clicking over here and rename it to main as a main composition. Width and height is 1920 by 1080, 30 fps and 15 seconds long, and hit OK. After that, click over here and create another composition and rename it to text underscore 01, properties same as our previous composition, and hit OK. Now in this composition we are gonna set up our title animation which you have seen in the preview, and in the second part of the video we will create the animation which is in the background of the text. So take the type tool and type in the text that you want. I'm gonna type cinematic trailer. For the font, I'm gonna choose this Clash Grotesque regular. You can download this font from the link in the description and align it into the center like this. Now select this text and go into properties of this text and go to animate and enable per character 3D. Now select the text and again go into animate and add opacity. One more time go into animate and add blur, and one last time go into properties and add the position like this. Now change the position to minus 2800 like this, so our text will disappear. So don't worry, it's right here in the composition and you will see that in a moment. And change the blur to somewhere around 50% and change the opacity to 0%. Now make sure you are at the very beginning of your animation and go into range selector 1 and change the offset to minus 100 and add a keyframe on the stopwatch icon of the offset and go at 3 seconds and change the offset to 100%. Now go into advanced properties and change the shape to ramp up and change the ease high to 65% and ease low to 70% and turn on the randomize order like this and close its properties, and this is how our animation will look like. Now select this text and press Ctrl D to make a duplicate and move it a little bit up like so, and change its size to somewhere around 50% maybe, and change the font to Clash Grotesque semi-bold and change the text to brand new like this. Let's move it a little bit up like so and select both the text and go over here and turn on the title action shape and align it into the center like this. Perfect. Now go at 1 second and move the brand new text here, and let's run preview, and this is how our text animation will look like. Perfect. Now go into project panel and create a new composition and rename it to particles, properties same as our previous composition, and hit OK. Now right click over here, new, and create a new solid layer and rename it to particles and hit OK. Now go into effect and preset window and search for CC particle word and drag and drop this effect onto this particle layer like this, and go at 2 seconds and change the longevity to 4% like this and keep the birth rate to 2% like this. Alright, now go into particles and change the particle to shaded sway and change the birth size to 0.07 and change the depth size to all the way 0% and change the birth color to white and this color white as well, and close the particles. Now go into physics and change the animation to directional axis and change the velocity to 0.2 and change the gravity to all the way 0% like this, and close the physics. After that go into producer and change the position x to minus 0.5 and change the radius x to 0.7 and radius y to 0.4 like this. Perfect. And this is how our animation will look like. Now again go into effect and preset window and search for echo effect and drag and drop it here in effect control panel and close the producer like this. Now change the echo to minus 0.01 like this and change the numbers of echo to somewhere around 50 or 60% like this. Now change the decay to 0.91 like this. Now select this layer and press R to reveal the rotation property and rotate it to 145 degree like this. Now select this layer and press S to reveal the scale properties and click on this chain icon to unlink the properties like this so we can scale it as we want. Now scale it up like so and set this one like as well like this. Perfect. Now you can see that anti-aliasing issues. So to fix this issue, go into effect and preset window and search for Gaussian blur and drag and drop this effect right here and change the blur dimension to horizontal and change the blurriness to somewhere around 10%. So you will see that issue is resolved. Alright, now select this layer and go into effect and preset window and search for CC Reptile and drag and drop it here and change the expand down to 500% and expand up to 500% as well like this. Perfect. Now close all the properties of the effects like this and right click over here and create a new adjustment layer and rename it to FX and go into effect and preset window and search for polar coordinates and drag and drop this effect right here and change the interpolation to 15% like this. So this effect is created something like that. Now again go into effect and preset window and search for optics compensation and drag and drop this effect right here and click on this reverse lens direction and change the field of view to somewhere around 50% like this. Perfect. Now select this particle layer and we want to give it a arc, start from here and go somewhere around here like this one. So we will go into effect and preset window and search for Bezier warp, drag and drop this effect on this particle layer and zoom it out a little bit by scrolling the scroll wheel on your mouse and hold space and click the left key on your mouse and you can drag it like so. Perfect. Now from these points you can move it like so and drag it a little bit down and drag this one somewhere around here and drag this one like so. I'm just doing it randomly so you can take time and you can do it more precisely and as you want like this. Perfect. Now go over here and fit the canvas to the size like this and this is how our animation will look like. So let's ramp preview it and this is how the animation will look like. Now let's colorize or animation. Select this layer and go into effect and preset window and search for tint effect and drag and drop this effect on this particle layer and change the map white to somewhere around this red color like this, somewhere around here and hit OK. Now select this particle layer and press Ctrl D to make a duplicate. Close all the properties of the effect so I don't want to make you feel confused. So in the CC particle word, select this effect and go into producer right over here and change the radius X to 0.4 and change the radius Y to 0.7 like this. Perfect. Now go into tint and change the white map to somewhere around this blue color and this is how our animation will look. Now go into main composition and go into project panel and drag and drop this particle layer in the main comp right over here. All right. Now drag and drop this text right here and this is how it will look. Now right click over here and create a new adjustment layer and rename it to CC for color correction and go into effect and preset window and search for curve effect. Drag and drop this effect right here and change the curve to something like here to create a contrast and make our text look more visible like this. Now again go into effect and preset window and search for noise and drag and drop this noise effect right here and change the noise to somewhere around 4% and uncheck this use colorize noise like this. Now again go into effect and preset window and search for sharpen. Drag and drop this effect right here and change the sharpen to somewhere around 7% like this. Now right click over here and create a new solid layer and rename it to film bars and hit OK. Now make sure your film bar layer is selected and double click on this rectangle tool and this mask is created. Now go over here and turn on the title action, save, and double click by going over here where you will see that mask is enabled, and double click over here so you will see that box is created. Now go over here and select it and hold Ctrl and Alt on your keyboard so it will resize proportionally and set it right over here. Now go over here and click on this inverted mask so you will see that your mask is inverted like this. Select this text one and drag it to somewhere around 1 second right over here. Now go at 4 seconds and go into project panel, and this is we have a lens flare. Drag and drop it here and change its blending mode to add, and go into effect and preset window and search for hue and saturation and drag and drop it here on this lens flare layer and click on this colorize and change the colorize saturation to all the way 100%, and from here you can change its color to whatever color that you want. I'm gonna set this to somewhere around here, this one, and drag it to somewhere around at 2 seconds where our text will reveal in the screen right over here. And this is how our cinematic title intro animation looks like. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you have learned something new in this tutorial, and if you really did, consider subscribing and also press the bell icon so you will get notified whenever I will post a new tutorial. And I will see you in my next tutorial on next Monday. Until then, keep practicing, keep growing. Bye.